Hello, this is Jen. I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's holding on to these crazy energies. So, I'm here with an energy update, and it's going fast and it's going slow at the same time. There's so many things going on. It's kind of hard to keep up. I mean, I have a hard time keeping up. Um, January has been very intense with the moons, full moons, and eclipse, and we have another moon coming up on February 15th. It's a new moon, and it's going to bring new energies. So at this time, we are in this kind of energetic void right now. And what that means is that it's an in between state to decrease the gap between what we should be or our authentic self and what we are right now. So we are being triggered in every way possible to better ourselves and to heal ourselves and to become better at self mastery. That's the whole point of a spiritual journey and being a twin flame for those who are twin flames is to be an example of others. And we are in a time where the energies are supporting us in our work, even though it feels very intense and hard at times. Um, it's been a roller coaster, and I know I say that all the time because that's what it is. We rarely have quiet times. When we do, most of the time we purge or we release and we clear stuff, and it's hard. And then the next day we're back to being full of energy and wanting to go out and do stuff, and that's how it is. That's energies, and sometimes it shows up in different ways. Like you can be perhaps working and all of a sudden feeling all kinds of emotions like anger, like anxiety, and you don't necessarily know where it's coming from. Well, most of the time, if you're a twin flame, it's coming from your twin flame connection. And when that happens, there's no other way but to transmute it and release it. Sometimes it's okay to put boundaries and to say, no, look, I'm not going to let you take my energy this time. You need to learn this. And I'm talking on a spiritual level here. I'm not saying call up your twin and tell him or her that, but to just have the intention spiritually that you're standing in your own energy and that nothing is coming up to take it or use it or, right now, we are asked to look at our shadow side, especially right before the new moon. I'm sorry. We are asked to clear our shadow sides, and at this point, nobody can have the pretension to say, "I don't have a shadow side." That's impossible because when you do, you're an ascended master and you're not part of this earth anymore. So we always have something to work on. And sometimes it's surprising. Sometimes we just don't know where it's coming from. It can be from a different life, a past life, for example, or it could be stuff from this current life that is recent and that you perhaps didn't see it as something to heal. And now it shows up and you're like, oh my God, I did not realize I had to heal this. Know that when this happens, most of the time, part of your soul got stuck in a situation, and it's time for you to recall that part back, to integrate it back into your own being, to be um, full, to be whole, to be your authentic self. So we are in we are called at this time to clear these aspects of ourselves. And the ego is a really big theme right now. If you find yourself reacting like, but no, I'm done. Part of this might be your ego. But I've done so many work. Yes, we all have. And sometimes we just don't see it right away. And that's just the way it is. It's part of your ego that is just trying to play some tricks on you, perhaps. That's why I often say we need to be brutally honest about ourselves and take a good look in the mirror and clear and not pretend that all is good. Um, for sure, pretending that all is good for manifestation. But when it comes to healing and clearing, we need to be honest and release these things. So we need to surrender. Surrender to what's going on, surrender to these energies because we need it. And also because our twins need us to surrender, to help them surrender to their soul purpose. And a lot of divine masculine right now are being called to surrender to their soul purpose. So if you feel that you have resistance in your connection because your twin is resisting this, you can ask as a prayer, intention, meditation. You can ask their higher selves or their spiritual team or your favorite archangel to help you with that, to help your twins surrender to their soul purpose so that they could get aligned on their soul path and on their soul mission for the highest good of all. That's going to help you in your life, in your connection, especially if you feel that your twin is sucking the energy out of you. That's one thing that could help you. So you can use the archangels for that. Michael is good. Samuel is good as well. Call upon him to help your twin surrender to his or her soul path, mission, and soul purpose, to align their free will with their soul mission. So it's going to help you surrender as well. Talking about twin flames and divine masculine, they have been going through so much in terms of healing and they're still not done. So you might be picking up on that right now. And mind you, it's always the same thing. It's the same thing. It's a spiral until you're done and you're cleared. At this point though, especially over the weekend, what happened is that the divine masculine was able to clear so much childhood traumas, not necessarily from past lives, but traumas from childhood and traumas from recent events in their life, stuff that they could not see clearly or didn't know how to deal with, anything related to fears. A lot of fears were cleared. Doesn't mean that they're done. Remember, this happens in layers. So another layer may show up depending where they are and where you are on your path. But if you have done a lot of work, you should be feeling pretty much in balance and you should be able to just see it or feel it coming when you're gonna be triggered. And when when you're triggered, it's because you need to sit down and figure out why and clear it to help your twin. It's a two-way street here. It's not all about the twin that is running or sleeping, even though I don't like these terms. It's about you. It's an opportunity to become a better person, to become a better master at yourself, to help others. If you don't do it first, there is no way you can really help others. So right now, the divine masculine is being called to surrender. So are you, by the ripple effect or the mirror effect. So are you. Surrender. February is a big month for resting, just resting. Sleep patterns have been disturbed a lot. A lot of people need to sleep more because we are integrating so many different new energies of higher vibrations, and you may feel it. You may feel it in your crown chakra or in your vision or in your ears, getting that ringing in the ears, or just feeling so totally different every day, waking up and feeling different, or even lightheaded. Dizziness is very big these days. It has been for the past 3 weeks, and we're not done with this. We are aligning our mind and our heart together, our head and our heart, to follow our heart's will. Because the heart is always right and knows what our mission is or what our highest purpose is. So if you are lost and you just don't know and you feel just so tired, surrender to being tired. Surrender. Don't fight it. Don't try to push it forward. Just surrender to it. Sit peacefully and quietly and ask the universe, ask your God, ask your spiritual team, what is it that I need to clear at this time? What is it that I need to release? And you might be surprised of what will come up. It might be something you had no idea of, or it might be something that you didn't think uh, that needed to be cleared. It just means that it got stuck in your energy somewhere. And the way to know if you're not an intuitive or if you can't feel it, notice what words you use. Notice what you talk about on a daily basis. Notice what you complain about. Notice what makes you frustrated, angry, what makes your stomach turn into a knot. This is what you need to heal. And sometimes we try to and it doesn't work, and that's okay. It just means that it wasn't ready. You just need to surrender to it. That's the only way to navigate through intense energies like we are right now. Also try to see it in a positive way, that it's a beautiful thing, because when we do feel at our lowest point, it means that we're really active. You know, when we don't see the end of it, that's where we're being the most active. So it's important to just keep on going and accept it for what it is. Forgive yourself. And don't make the mistake of vegging out in front of the TV or watching YouTube videos or doing anything to deflect what you need to do. Surrendering means I'm looking at it now. It hurts like crazy, but I'm going to release this for my own highest good. And like I said, try to notice which words you use on a daily basis. What do you talk about that is making you angry or regret or feel frustrated? That's what needs clearing. These new energies are supporting our manifestation powers, and it's important to align to that, to start attracting those energies to us and attracting those things that we want. And I know there are many books out there on manifesting, and real manifestation power doesn't start with the words I want or I need. Those words create lack. I need implies that you're missing something. I want implies that there's a lack somewhere. Therefore, the result of your manifestation will be more lack. The words to use are I have, I already have, I am, I already am. In spirituality, there's a technique called decrees, using decrees. And it always starts with I am that I am, which means God is in me. My divine self is at work. I am that I am, and then you complete the sentence with whatever you want to work on. So when you try to manifest something using the words I am, I already have, or I have, or I already am, and feeling as if it's already done is the thing to do. Avoid the words I have, avoid the words I need and I want. I want is a totally different vibration coming from the ego. So you're going to manifest that, a fly-by-night, basically. You will be able to manifest something, but it's not going to last. If I go back to the divine masculine, I did mention that they have been working very, very hard. They've been working on themselves, on their lives, on changing their lives, on being honest with themselves to become their true, authentic self. A lot of them have been educating themselves with spirituality, with awareness, with healing. Some of them have been educating themselves on the twin flame concept. They've been watching videos, reading books, and just working on themselves. So if you are I was gonna say separation, but I hate using that word because there is no separation. But if you're not in contact, physical contact with your twin right now, trust in the situation that you're in. Trust in yourself, because because I know a lot of people are just ready to give up and say, I'm tired of this. And I understand. Trust me, I do. It gets really hard, extremely hard. But trust in the situation. Know that everything is planned already. It's already done. So if you start being negative about the connection, you're creating more of that. On the opposite side, I know that a lot of people have been feeling detached, and that's good. Because when you feel totally detached, you don't make any interference, you totally surrender, and that's when there's a lot of work going on the other side of your connection. A reason for that is that if your twin is being worked on or working very hard, detaching helps you not feeling all those energies. It would be very hard to feel these energies all the time. So detaching is good. But the most important reason is not to make any interference, to just allow the divine plan to be in action and to unfold in your life. Yes, the divine masculine have been educating themselves, reading a lot. I know I said that, but it's on a mass scale. And it goes with all those spiritual awakenings that have been happening like suddenly, and all those spiritual awakenings that will happen all suddenly. You may start seeing this in your own life, just seeing people out of the blue suddenly believing stuff that they didn't believe before, or just totally talking about spiritual ascension. Those physical symptoms that come with spiritual ascension, not knowing what they are and seeking advice and answers. So they may come to you, and that's your call to be in service. And talking about being in service, to surrender also means to be in service. Asking the universe or your God or your divine self, how can I be of service today? Please use me to be in service, is one way to surrender, and a very effective way to surrender, because it means that you're putting your not yourself on the side, but you're putting your ego on the side to be a better person and to be of service, to help people, to support people, to share the love. It's been very hectic and chaotic lately. It's been hard to keep up. I mean, a lot of people have been going through very high highs and very low lows. That's what happens when we go through full moons, powerful full moons like we had on the 31st of January. And we're not done. We're still going to go through major astrological events, and we're all part of this system. So there's no way to separate from that. We're part of it, and we are influenced by it. The only thing to do, like I said probably 10 times already in this video, is to surrender. Let me see. Also, I've been seeing another explosion of new channels on YouTube, and that's totally fine. There's this new wave of twin flames awakening as twin flames. The only thing I want to say about that is be careful with the readings, those collective readings. Be careful. Maybe only one teeny tiny part of this reading is for you. Maybe the rest is not. And it could also be a good trap to just say, oh, they said it in their reading, therefore it's going to happen, and it may stir you off your path and keep you from doing the work. And we don't want that. Always make sure that you connect to your higher self to know what you need to work on. Also, stay away from any activations, attunements, and all that stuff, especially people selling these things, or even the collective ones. Stay away from that. You don't know what you don't know the person's intentions by doing that. And nobody should have to pay to have an activation or to have an attunement. Nobody should. It's available to all if we allow ourselves to connect and if to these energies, and if we allow ourselves to get activated, basically. It's available to all. Nobody should have to pay for this. And you don't know what's in those attunements and all those light language and all that stuff that you don't understand. Stay away from that. It's not the best. It's really not the best. The best healer is yourself. You may seek out answers or reach out for advice. That's totally fine. But if someone is trying to give an attunement or activation, especially buy my stuff, it will help your twin get activated. I'm sorry, no, that's not the way it works. If you want your twin to get awakened or to awaken further, you need to do the work on yourself first. That's how it works. That's the only way it works. So, I mean, just be careful with that. That's all I wanted to say on that. So, keep doing the work. Keep holding a space for your twin who's working very, very hard. Be gentle to yourself. Try to see clearly. Try to see your own divine truth. That's how your twin is going to be able to see their own divine truth. There's no other way around this. Be still and be grounded. We are not done with these energies. We have a massive wave of energies coming in starting February 15th. And we're going to have some more in March. Other major events coming up. So just take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, moving one foot in front of the other, and just keep moving forward. That's it for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. If you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so on my Facebook page at Indigo Girls Readings on Facebook, or using my email, indigogirl555@gmail.com. Thank you.